I don't know. I got a good feeling about tonight, but I'm not going to say it. Well, Bruno and I are out in the shop, and you see the Maxine, the old 77. She's ready to roll because it never raced over the weekend at Terre Haute. Saw a bit of stuff on social media and thought we'd jump this video out and kind of let you see the evening or afternoon from our perspective, and then talk a little bit about what happened. And I'd love to hear from you all on what you would have done, what you think should have happened if you were the promoter. But anyway, without further ado, we'll go back to Sunday morning and let you go to Terre Haute with us. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday morning. It's Terre Haute race day. Justin's here from from a stellar performance at the High Limits Lernerville weekend. Don't worry, Justin, it'll turn around. Hang your head. Don't feel shame. Don't feel shame. But yeah, we're about ready to go.
Not quite.
We're gonna check one or two more things, and then we're gonna put this thing in the trailer and
better make sure you check the loose nut behind the wheel.
Yeah, the loose nut behind the wheel. We're not really sure if we can get any parts for that on a Sunday, so
it's the easiest part to change. I heard.
Yeah,
had many owners tell me that.
If only we had a better loose nut to put behind the wheel, but
no, there ain't one here. Nick maybe, Maddie maybe.
Yeah, Nick or Maddie. Maddie.
I think Maddie'd be just crazy enough. I think that works.
It could happen, but yeah. So we're gonna make a few last minute checks here and head to the racetrack. And I don't know. I got a good feeling about tonight, but I'm not gonna say it. And today is kind of a special day on a few different counts. One, we had Maddie's dedication at church this morning. It was fun to have Nene along for that, and she was happy, so that was nice. Got to see the family this morning. But it's also special because today's the first day in my career that I've actually been a little excited to go to Terre Haute. Don't get me wrong, I still have butterflies and the nervousness because it is kind of a scary place. As is evident by the fact that we're a little short-handed on the crew today. So I think we've got the man behind the scenes and Mr. Simon coming to give us an extra hand in the pits tonight, but one of the other people I called to ask if they would help basically said, no, I will not be going back to Terre Haute again. Too much bad stuff has happened there while he was working for various people, so it's definitely a place you got to respect, but we're in good shape. What do you think, Nick?
It'd be interesting to get to go back. It's I think the first track we've been to twice this year, right?
I guess if you don't count Peevely,
two nights from Peevely, but yeah. So that's good. I think we made hopefully some improvements since last time we've been there. We definitely learned some things the last time we were there while we were there.
Yep.
So hopefully take a couple more steps in the right direction here and start off on it's important to unload fast.
Yes.
We didn't unload fast last time, so hopefully we're in that position to do.
But yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday, and hopefully it'll cool off a little later on and be a great night to go racing. And we'll definitely give her 110% tonight. Well, we're here to the racetrack, and our goal is always to be first, and tonight we're the first ones here. And unfortunately, if you listen very quietly, you hear a slight hiss of air. You probably can't hear it on the camera, but we're changing this tire because we got a hole in it. So hopefully that's not an omen for the way the rest of this night's gonna go, but we'll back the trailer up on this jack here and get her swapped out before things get going tonight so that we don't have to deal with it later. All right, we got her up on the jack. We're gonna have this tire changed before anybody else even gets here. Nope, she's not too hot.
Yeah, something.
Yep, puncture wound right here. A warm day, Nick.
Warm day, and
The hub wasn't hot.
no, they're just warm to the touch here, and I'm trying not. Kind of strange the temperature difference there.
Tire's not excessively hot. I think we just ran something over.
Unfortunately.
Fortunately, or unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, that it happened close enough to the racetrack that we didn't have to do this on the side of the road somewhere, right?
Yeah.
We got our tire changed. Nick and I have been getting the car ready. Aaron's here, wearing sweet new shirt. Jacob's here, sporting the Race 92. How are we doing today, fellas? Who's leading the IndyCar race?
Not below, not Willpower. Willpower's seatbelt got loose, so he had to go into the pits.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's below?
17, so I don't know what happened.
Oh,
He was like top 10, and then something happened, I
I
guess.
think if he's 9th or better, he
Yeah,
wins, right?
Exactly.
And how far back did Power go for having a seatbelt?
5 laps.
So he's done.
Yeah, probably. Unless below wrecks. It sounds like you may be having a problem, so.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I was hoping it would end up being a little more exciting than that. It sucks a loose seatbelt. I mean, I guess smart on Will for putting safety first.
You ever have a seatbelt go loose?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You just tough it out, or you actually come in and...
I didn't do what I should have done.
Okay.
I qualified once with my helmet not strapped on, one glove on. Seatbelts weren't tight, but it was our turn to go. And if you don't go when you're supposed to, you lose your spot in line. And I was young and dumb and thought it mattered. And now that I'm older and wiser, I'd have probably been like, well, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Especially not the kind of racetrack we were qualifying. Well, that's a bummer, but we got Terre Haute tonight. Not a whole lot of cars yet, but we're going to go take a look at the racetrack and pull a pill, draw.
Do you want to say race92.com by the time...
Yeah, by the time this video comes out, you'll be able to get t-shirts like this one from race92.com. We also have a pre-sale for our Signature Series shirt, which will be a little different. You get
it's gonna
that
have
graphic on the
small-
back,
Yep, exactly.
small 77 with my John Doe through it on the front. We're doing a pre-sale of those so that we can figure out how many we need to order. So if you want a shirt, which would be great, support us, show off your support for the Skilled Trades, Sprint Car Racing, and Jeff Dodge Racing. Check out one of those 2 spots and get yourself or your friends and family a shirt. So we're wandering over to go draw. That takes place at this little table up here.
Certified right here.
That's right.
Zach, you know it, right?
All right, we're here to draw.
How you doing, dude?
Not too bad. How are you? Give me a good one.
On the draw.
We got Steve Kinzer, number 11.
Number 11.
I think for no more than we'll probably have here tonight. I doubt it'll matter. What transponder are we running tonight? The yellow one or the
Bilaps,
the red one?
Either red or black.
Okay. Yep, we've got that one.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Good luck tonight.
Yep. So we'll wander up here and take a look at the racetrack and see how she's looking tonight. We're at the exit of the pit gate here. Way down there is turn 1. This is the Terre Haute Action Track, and it looks like it's in decent shape. It's definitely, I think, gonna dry out tonight. I don't think they got a ton of water on it because I see some dry patches in it already, but we got the water truck staged up there. So this place has got long straightaways. It's a little bit deceiving because it's so wide. I mean, this place is really, really wide. So it's kind of a paperclip, long straightaways, fairly tight corners for its size. There's a cool covered grandstand down there that starts about halfway down the straightaway. I don't know if you can see that through the fence there or not, but to give you kind of an idea of perspective, that's a pretty long covered grandstand by normal grandstand standards, and we still have all these back here before you even get to them. But it's a classic old racetrack. The lights are kind of low here on the infield, so they do kind of shine through the left side of the car and makes it a little hard to see. Also, when you're coming down the backstretch into the setting sun, it'll get hard to see. I think this little bit of cloud cover might help with that and help maintain some visibility from the sun glare. But my old saying for Terre Haute is there's always at least 2 reasons why you can't see where you're going, whether it's day, whether it's night. Usually it's either dust plus something, you know, dust and light glare, dust and sun glare. There's always, it's a tricky place when it comes to visibility. But it's classic, you know, they've been racing here for a long time. Guys like Mario Andretti, Parnelli Jones, AJ Foyt, Judd Larson. This was a pretty happening joint back in the day, so it's cool to get to come here. Not a whole lot has changed. Like, they've put these big Armco guardrails and the tall blocks on the backstretch. Those blocks on the backstretch used to just run the wall around the outside here. Before that, I think it had a low guardrail on it, so it's probably safer than it used to be. But I mean, you see along that inside rail where some of those posts stick up above the guardrail, like, it's the kind of stuff I don't really like to see. But it's Terre Haute, and you got to have a set to go fast here. So today is probably the first time I've actually been excited to be here, just because it is kind of a creepy place. And so I guess maybe we'll call this video Conquering Fear Part 2.
And the road to Taco Bell. And
hopefully the road to Taco Bell. Aaron really has wanted to get some Taco Bell after the races one of these nights, and I keep telling him that we're gonna wait till we park right over there after the feature. So tonight's the night. He says he's pretty hungry.
I am pretty hungry.
What do you get at Taco Bell, Aaron?
Usually just a couple tacos and chips and cheese. Maybe if I'm feeling kind of really hungry, maybe like a Mexican pizza or something.
All right, I'll give you the Mexican pizza. Prior to that, it was pretty vanilla. I'm thinking,
it is.
You know, tacos at Taco Bell, like.
Where is Taco Bell? I didn't even see it coming in. It's near here, right?
Yeah, it's like right over there, just north. I think it's kind of down from that Ollie's sign. So we're here with Jetman. I assume Brett's your dad.
Yep.
So I've known Jet's dad, Brett, for a long time. Brett's raced sprint cars in northern Indiana and Michigan for, gosh, probably
a long time.
30 years, 35 years. And Jet, you were recently at the same place we were, and we didn't even know it. You were participating in the Skills USA Indiana State competition.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about your journey in the trades and what you were doing. What made you decide you wanted to do that?
So my junior year, I went to the Elkhart Area Career Center. It's a local career center for all the schools in my area in the county. And my teacher, he went to South Bend schools and he was big into that. And this is his first year coming into career center for the construction trades program. We built a 2,500 square foot house this year, and he was always big on the Skills USA program. So he was really pushing that for us kids, and he really made it sound like he enjoyed his time doing it. So he persuaded about 4 or 5 teams from between the 2 classes for the seniors there to participate in Skills USA, and we did the Teamworks competition. Me personally, I was a carpenter, but we competed at regionals at Merrillville, and we won that, and then we ended up going to the state competition. And we didn't make it to the national competition, but it was definitely like an awesome time. It's a really fun time, like an enjoyable time with my buddies.
That's awesome, man. I think one of the things that we've learned at both the state and then this year we went down and saw what nationals was about for the first time is that those 2 competitions, the thing to remember is everyone that's there has already won. And so the fact that you made it there means that you're a success. Do you think you'll go on and look to make a career in construction, or have you decided?
Yeah, actually right now my cousin owns and runs a mobile home park in Michigan, so I'm helping him renovate mobile homes and stuff like that right now. And on the side, he also buys houses and flips them. So between that, and we actually just bought a house that we started flipping it about 2 weeks ago in South Bend, Indiana. So we've been doing that, and we're trying to get it flipped around pretty quick because we're going to turn into an Airbnb for Notre Dame football games.
That's cool, man. Well, thank you for letting me know that you were involved in the Skills USA competition, and we love to hear it because you guys are the future of the construction industry, and I think you'll have a very bright future in construction because at the end of the day, like, AI isn't going to come and take our job anytime soon.
Right.
And the community's going to need people who can build stuff, fix stuff, maintain stuff. And so I applaud you for using these to make a living, and I hear a lot of similarities in how I got started in construction. Lamb Excavating started as some house flips, so it's hard to say where it's going to ultimately take you, but we're really glad that you've made the choice you have, and hopefully we'll see it some more races here sooner than later.
That's right.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no
Good
problem.
to meet you.
Thanks a lot.
What are we doing, Aaron?
You tell me. We're driving today.
No, he beat me on the straight stretch. Right?
Oh wait, we got racing going on. Hold on.
This might be the only action. This
I
might
made
be
him
the only
the first
action we
race.
see tonight.
Here's other racing, IndyCar racing.
Okay, yeah, we got racing. So, and last I checked, it's not raining.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, he's got.
So I'm hoping that the promoter is going to do something so that this footage never has to see the light of day.
This is a sad day.
This is
I'm glad we didn't like try to help him out and schedule a meet and greet. Got canceled.
His seatbelt
Yeah,
got loose
me
at the
too.
beginning of the race. He got 5 miles down. How to go with this?
I don't think it's Kevin. I think it's probably the track promoter.
What'd you do? Say his name was Spanky or something?
Biker?
Close enough.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, guys, that you went to the trouble of coming up here. I guess we'll see here in a minute when he shows his face, assuming he does.
Thank you, Bill.
They said he was going to come around and talk to us, but I ain't seen him yet, so.
You guys have to get out of practice session.
I mean, at this point, let's at least go play.
I mean, I don't know all the things that are at play, and I understand that having a race is going to cost him a lot of money.
Yeah, but you
Oh,
promoted the
he's gonna
race.
come in.
That's the problem, is I don't think he did promote the race, which I think is why you got this car count and this result. They opened the doors and expected a race to happen.
Yeah, not that simple.
So now our plans for the rest of the season are up in the air, because I'm not really so sure that I want to go support him at Putnamville, depending on what he does here. You know? I think at very minimum we probably ought to get some tow money.
Well, the good news is we had a bid free.
Yeah, we didn't. So we'll need to rectify that, but my goodness. So that was our night at Terre Haute, really in a nutshell. As far as having the promoter cancel the race, I think it's worth kind of putting in perspective a bigger picture. So for my team, you know, Nick comes down from Michigan, and we're all part-timers. We do this because we love to do it, and all of us make sacrifices to race. And so the Terre Haute cancellation represented the second one in the row from that promoter that they canceled the day of the race on a sunny day. So the Bloomington race on August 30th, it was very hot and humid, and they elected to cancel due to the heat, which is unusual but not completely unheard of. They canceled at like probably 9 o'clock in the morning. Nick saw the social media post, you know, but from our perspective, like, he had already gone to the trouble of coming down from Michigan and taking Friday off work, and so it was kind of a bummer to get canceled, but I understood. And then, you know, this last weekend at Terre Haute, again, Nick traveled down from Michigan. We had Bob from Diamond Equipment coming. Mike and Aaron and Gunner and Bo came, and so like Bob and Mike were on their way to the track. Mike was pulling in the gate when we found out. And I guess the thing that just kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit, having a short field of cars sucks. Like, I wasn't really that thrilled about not having very many cars, but there were a number of teams that put forth a pretty big effort, even bigger effort than we did to be there. Michael Dutcher raced with Justin at Lernerville with the High Limits Series, and they overnighted and got there with Justin Peck driving. Brody Hayward's car with Joel Myers Jr., they ran Fremont, Ohio, and got crashed, and they were pulling in line. I believe Geniton was coming over from Missouri and was almost to the racetrack when they canceled. So I think realistically, while there was only 6 sprint cars in the pits for a while, I think that we would have ended up with probably 11 or 12, which isn't enough to put on a good show, but I think it's enough that you should do something with it. And the way the whole deal went down was kind of sour too. Like, we're there in the pits getting ready to race. We were the first one in the pits, so we were parked right across from the draw table, and I'm making Instagram posts that we're racing Terre Haute, and flipped over to make a post on Facebook about the night's races, and see that the Maverick Series has posted that they've canceled the Terre Haute event due to lack of competitor interest. And sure, there wasn't 25, 35 cars, but they had some competitors there that showed a lot of interest in racing. And I would have liked to have thought that maybe we would have a meeting and at least feel like we were part of the decision, rather than you know, basically having the news broken to us after the rest of the world heard about it, and yet we're the ones that invested our time and invested our money to tow out to the racetrack. So they said the promoter was going to come around and talk to all of us. And you know, I've often said, in construction, it's not a matter of if something's going to go wrong, it's a matter of how you respond when it does that defines you as a business. And the promoter never came by and talked to us. It was only after talking to Jet Man about his Skills USA experience that he mentioned that they got $100, and like, they came down from Michigan. So, you know, they had I believe a 4-hour tow. And so that's when I marched over to the draw table, and they did give us $100. But for most of the teams there, especially, you know, the ones that went through a sleepless Saturday night to get from races that were far away to be there, you know, or a team like the Mans who came down from Michigan, $100 doesn't cover the diesel. And like, there are the non-cost sacrifices. Like Sunday morning was Maddie's dedication at church. And like, we didn't get to have a reception. We didn't go out to lunch. We didn't spend time with family because we were going to Terre Haute to race. And I'm sure that all of the other teams that were there, you know, similarly planned their weekend around being at a race only to have it canceled at the last minute without any opportunity to talk about it. And, you know, I don't know what we would have ultimately collectively decided to do as a group if it was put that way. Like, I certainly understand the promoter doesn't want to take a bath on the show. I'm not sure to what level Kevin Newton of Honest Abe Roofing was consulted about the decision, because he pays the purse. But, you know, I would have thought that it would have at least behooved getting together as a group and saying, hey, look, here's a bad situation, and what do we want to do about it? You know, do you guys want to take $100 and go home? Here's how much I could pay to put on a 12-car race. What sort of format might make sense? But just to feel like we were involved in that decision. So I guess our next event is going to be High Limits at Florence, Kentucky. Looking forward to going there because, strangely enough, I ran a non-wing race there once back in the day and thought the track was fun. I really honestly don't remember a whole lot about it, but was eager to get to go back. So that'll be our next event. Then, if it happens, I guess maybe we'll run the Putnamville show, the last Maverick race of the year. I have my doubts about that show happening, and we'll definitely have to do a bit of legwork before we officially decide to go and have our people come down and make the commitment of time to go race. And it's a Friday night, so it's a day of work missed for Nick. And then beyond that, I think we were planning on trying to hit the World of Outlaws at Joliet for 2 nights. And since we had Bloomington and Putnamville go away, we got a couple nights left on the motor that we could race. And we're in the process of discussing options there. November 1st and 2nd, there's a Power Eye race at Lake of the Ozarks that we could maybe go to. There's an Outlaw pair of nights the week after Joliet in West Memphis, but that'll be a little tough for my guys to do two-night weekends on back-to-back weeks, especially since we've missed a decent amount of work lately for races that didn't happen. So I don't know, we might end up back in Charlotte. I'm sure it'll all go how it should, but it is disappointing to have done the work to get this girl ready to rock and roll, and, you know, twice in a row go through the motions, only to find out, in the case of Terre Haute, at about 5 o'clock, when you're supposed to be hot lapping at 6, that the game's off. So anyway, definitely thank you to our partners. I apologize, Bob and Mike and Aaron, that we didn't get to race and you guys went to the trouble of coming out. I know that's not directly our fault, but it's kind of not a good look on sprint car racing at the local level. And yeah, I don't know. I still have a little bad taste in my mouth. So I'd love to know what all you think. Drop a line in the comments. What would your idea be? You know, would you have had a meeting of the people there? Do you feel like the team should have been part of that decision? Do you sympathize with the promoter? You know, I certainly do. As a business owner, sympathize with what it is to not want